Hey, scholars. So I have another opportunity to talk to you and engage you about math. And so I want to talk to you specifically about how to solve multi-step problems, specifically with fractions and or percentages. So if you give me 1 second to share my screen and then we can get started. Awesome. So we'll start as we always do with our daily affirmation. Please repeat after me. I am an awesome, brilliant child, determined eternally for greatness, helpful, intelligent, joyful, kind, loving, mindful, and naturally outstanding, phenomenal, questioning, respectable, smart, and talented, unique, virtuous, wise, exciting, youthful, and zealous, and then some. Awesome. Okay, now comes the part of the day where we are going to choose our norm. So how do we want to think? How do we want to focus our attention? Do you want to be well-dressed, well-organized, well-balanced, well-read, well-spoken, or well-traveled? Take a few seconds to think about it. Awesome. I know you chose a perfect well. Solving multi-step equations. I can fluently add, subtract, multiply, and divide multi-digit decimals using the standard algorithm for each operation. How much for each scholar and the donation? I have $179.83 left from my quarantine check. I want to give each of my scholars the same gift and donate the rest to the graduating class. I have 24 scholars. How much will each scholar's gift cost? How much will be left to the graduating 8th grade class of 2020? Let's look at our information. So it says that I have, Mr. Greenhead says $172.83. And his scholars, there are 24 of them, but we don't know how much is going to the class of 2020 donation. We should be able to do it by then. Some math gab. Reciprocal, that's pretty much it. Oh, reciprocal, a mathematical expression or function so related to another that their product is one. The quantity obtained by dividing the number by a given quantity. So we need to make sure we can add, subtract, divide, and multiply. But there are some keywords that we should probably review just so that we stay on task. So let's quickly review this language of mathematics. When I think about addition words, I will listen out for sum, plus, add, and, total, increased by, more than, raise. If I'm thinking about subtraction words, I might hear less than, minus, decreased or decreased by, more than, difference, reduce, lost, left. If I'm looking at multiplication words, I might hear multiplied, times, total, of, per, as much, twice, by. Division words may be divided, quotient, split, each, cut, equal pieces, average, every, out of, and even ratio. And let's quickly review some of those equal words. Is, are, the same as, equals, equal to, or the result is. So you'll notice that I did not complete the entire addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division list. I would love to give that up to you to reread at your leisure, but you should be familiar with these words, especially when it comes to our math gap. So some notes to have. Adding and subtracting decimals. When adding and subtracting decimals, we have to make sure we line up our place values. This lines up the decimals. Add the zeros as placeholders, do the math, and then bring the decimal down. So here we have one example of adding decimals, and we see that the decimals are aligned. Likewise, they're subtracting decimals, and the decimals are again aligned. So if you didn't write the last anchor chart, feel free to write this one down. It's the same concept. When adding or subtracting decimals, the first rule is to line them up. Place value matters. The second rule is to drop it down. No decimal changes the value. And rule 3, fill them in. Think, does it make sense? So as you can see here, these decimals are lined up. So if we line them up correctly, we will start adding as if we normally would. So 5 and 0 is 5, put down 5. Then 7 and 4. 7 and 4 is 11, so I'm gonna put down a 1 and carry the 1. So I should have 15 here. And 1 plus 1 plus 6 is 8. On this side, I'll subtract. So I cannot take 5 from 0, so I have to borrow. Then this becomes 10, and 10 minus 5 is 5. And if I borrowed, now this is 9. Or rather, if I borrow, now this 1 is 0, so I need to borrow again from over here from the 5. And now this becomes 10. And 10 minus 9 is 1. So over here, I should have 15. And if I have 14 minus 7, it should be 7. All right, so dividing fractions. Step 1, set up the problem. So we have 2 over 3 divided by 1 over 4. Step 2, 2 over 3 multiplied by 4 over 1. Multiplying the reciprocal. The reciprocal, remember, is the flip value of it. So the reciprocal of 1/4 is 4 over 1. It's the opposite. And then you just multiply across. So 2 times 4 is 8, and 1 times 3 is 3. So our answer is 8 over 3, but we can simplify. Here's a closer look at dividing by fraction. So you can take a second to look at either and just become more familiar. Just remember that step 1 is that converting whole numbers or fractions or change mixed numbers to improper fractions. So you want to make sure that you have fractions when you're manipulating them first. If it be a improper, rather a mixed fraction, or if it were a fraction divided by a whole number. And below you see where it says find the reciprocal of the divisor. They continue with the same concept. Then replace the division symbol with the multiplication symbol. Again, the same concept. And then they multiply across. So 3 times 4 here is 12, 4 times 1 is 4, so on and so forth. And then we can see how they resolve once they simplify it. keep, change, flip. That's the concept. All right, so let's do some review. Question 1 says 7 1/7 divided by 3 1/3. So first, I know I need to practice the concept of changing the mixed number into a fraction. So first number is 7 and 7. 7 multiplied by 7 is 49. Plus 1 gives me 50. And I'm going to keep the denominator at 7. 3 multiplied by 3 is 9. Plus 1 is 10. And I'm going to keep the denominator over 3. So this is the key. Now I need to flip. I'm going to flip the second variable, which is 10 over 3, to 3 over 10. So now I have 50 over 7 and 3 over 10. The last step says to change. Keep, flip, change. So I'm going to change my division symbol to multiplication. 50 times 3 is 150. And 7 times 10 is 70. So then I have to simplify. 70 goes into 150 2 times. But there's 10 left over. How do we figure this out? Oh, well, if there's 10 over 70, I can reduce 10 and 70 to 1 and 7. So my answer becomes 2 and 1/7. Let's try another. The first step says 29 and 1/6 divided by 11 and 2/3. 26 times 9, or rather 29 times 6 is 183. Correct. 183 plus 1 is 184 over 6 divided by 3 times 11, which is 33, plus 2 is 35 over 3. So we're going to keep, flip, change. So now I have 184 over 6 multiplied by 3 over 35. See? So now I'm going to multiply 184 by 3. 3 times 4 is 12. Carry my 1. 3 times 8 is 24. Plus 1 is 25. Carry my 2. 3 times 1 is 3. Plus 2 is 5. My numerator is 552. Then I'm going to multiply 35 by 6. 35 multiplied by 6. 6 times 5 is 30. Carry the 3, and 6 times 3 is 18, plus 3 makes it 21. So my answer is 552 over 210. Now I'm looking to simplify it. 210 goes into 552 2 whole times. But what's left over? Well, if 210 goes into 552 two times, that means 552 minus 420 is 132. So I will have 2 and 132 over 210. Can this number be reduced? Absolutely. So I know that I can reduce 132 to 210 as simple as, yep, 2 and 1/2. All right, so you'll have an opportunity to practice this on your own, and I'll show you just a few more that you can practice. All right, so let's look here again. Remember, I said I have $179.83 left from my quarantine check. I want to give each of my scholars the same whole dollar gift and donate the rest to the graduating class. I have 24 scholars. How much will each scholar's gift cost, and how much will be left to the graduating 8th grade class of 2020? I'm going to line up my decimals, and I see that 172.83 divided by 24. Oh, 24 can go into 172 with 83 cents 7 times. So each gift will cost $7. And how much is left for the remaining class donation? You guessed it, just $4.83. I hope you guys had a great time practicing how to multiply fractions and how to solve percentage equations. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you all. Miss you, and I love you. All right. I'll see you soon.